And I think we have a storm getting ready to come through. This is going to be an interesting show tonight.
It comes back to the point. The ball given shot. Knocked down and touchdown. First down, and the Penguins have won the Stanley
Cup. Any chance they get? The fight clock is brought to you by Odicci.
What's going on, Tandemals? It is another episode of the Tanndemonium Sports Show here on the Vendetta Sports Media Networks. Shout out to all of you that are watching us live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and wherever the hell else you might be catching us, because I'm pretty sure that somebody somewhere in another country is probably streaming us illegally. And I'm down with that. With me, as always, is my co-host, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Jefferson Legal, a.k.a. Jackson Law. And joining us is the boss himself to talk hockey and maybe argue with me about Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul. Hockey Guy Trey himself, Trey Daubert. Gentlemen, how the hell are you?
I'm doing okay. Good. I'm trying to post this episode here on Twitter, but my internet's slow as molasses, so.
Ah, gotcha. You know what? It's happening. You know what? It could be that the living dead is starting to take over, and we just haven't gotten updates yet. Who knows?
I mean, the internet was completely down this morning, if you guys missed that.
Oh, yeah, I did hear about that.
Like, around the world, it was gone.
You know what? That would explain why I was having issues staying logged in my my day job and stuff. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Anyway, you know what? Jackson, I'm gonna give you the opportunity. What do you want to lead with? Do you want to lead with that the debacle that was the exhibition between Floyd Money Mayweather and Logan? My mom still makes my lunches, Paul. Or do you want to go into hockey?
We can talk the Floyd Mayweather, and I wouldn't call it an exhibition. Really, it was just.
Well, it was.
I don't know what to call that.
I mean, it was technically an exhibition. So for those that don't know, if you've been living under a rock or just gratefully you don't deal with the Paul brothers, YouTube phenom, ? Logan Paul and his brother, what's his brother's name again? Like Kyle?
Jake,
Kyle, whatever. It all sounds the same. All sounds like little rich kid names, if you ask me. Anywho,
well, they are.
So Logan and Logan and his brother, I forgot Jake from State Farm, have been getting into the whole world of combat sports. Primarily, they've been getting into boxing. Jake Paul, he's the one that knocked out. Did he knock out Nate Robinson? Was that him? Or did Nate Robinson just get crushed by some like rando?
It was one of the Paul brothers. I can't remember. I don't pay enough attention to them.
All I know is that Nate Robinson got KO'd by one of these kids. And now, Logan Paul's like, oh, I'm going to fight Floyd Mayweather. And Floyd Mayweather, to his credit, sort of came into this like, slow down, Junior. Number one, this is just going to be an exhibition. Like, and that's really all it was. Because when you have a boxing exhibition, there isn't a definitive winner or loser. You're literally just out there. You're moving. It's a glorified sparring session. That's literally all it is. And that's really how Floyd Mayweather treated this whole thing. Everyone came in, oh, Logan Paul's going to knock him out. And Mayweather's going to knock him out. And blah, blah, blah. And it's like, slow down, people. Even I was kind of getting in on it, Trey. I'm not going to lie. I was getting excited because I wanted to see Mayweather floor this kid. But then the fighter in me, the guy who, who's done combat sports, realizes that when you tell a pro, hey, it's an exhibition, unless they're Ivan Drago, they're going to give you an exhibition because you're not paying him big fight money.
What did they coin this? Burglar or legalized burglary?
Legalized burglary.
That up
legalized bank robbery, something like that.
There we go.
And that's not even close to what it is. And you know what? And the people that call it that are, well, number one, Mayweather said it. Mayweather's quote is saying, quote, "This is legalized bank robbery. It's not a real fight to me. It's a real fight for him. It's entertainment." And that's exactly how Mayweather treated this whole thing. So I don't get why people are so pissy about this. If you know boxing, if you know fighting, you know this is what it is. Mayweather getting heated and riled up at the weigh-in and blah, blah, blah. All that was fanfare and flair, which is all we're getting in sports, in combat sports nowadays anyway. Case in point, look at Kobe Covington.
Oh, he's probably your favorite, right? You love that guy.
I love seeing his jaw get broke. I'll tell you that much. I love seeing his jaw get freaking bent.
I figured, well, the way his political views line up with yours, I figured you'd love that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, aren't you an asshole tonight? Yeah, I am a hardcore conservative all the way. I can't say that with a straight
pot
face.
stirring guy Trey. Change your name real quick from Hockey Guy Trey to Pot Stirrer Trey.
Trey. Now, here's the funny thing. Part of the reason why I wanted to have Trey on here to talk hockey, I also wanted to talk this fight with him as well, because Trey made a comment in our Slack when Kane came on. He wanted Kane and I to start really verbally duking it out because Kane is a Belichick guy. He's a Brady guy. He's a New England Patriots guy. And I am not. I am a Steeler guy. So Trey was like, "Oh, they could have fought more."
That's what it's all about.
I'm not good at fighting, though. I'm not a Skip Bayless type. I don't fight.
You don't have to be.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, guys like Skip Bayless, Stephen A. Smith, and even Max Kellerman, for his credit, these are guys, and I'll even throw Shannon Sharp in there. These guys come out here, right? They come out in their expensive ass suits with their big time contracts, but they don't have any other substance. So they've
sold their soul to the devil,
right? They're basically a shade away from being as despicable as Jason Whitlock, in my opinion. Where
another guy who just totally lines up politically with you.
Oh, absolutely. Well, Jason Whitlock, or as I call him, Uncle Ruckus. He and I have been tight for years and years and years. But see, but recently we had a falling out because I'm no longer heavier than he is. Now he's the big guy, so now he's upset. He's mad at me.
He just couldn't take it. He
couldn't take that I was getting all the attention. But So Trey, now you see me live tweeting. Jackson, you guys both saw me live tweeting. I did get kind of caught up in the fanfare of this. Like, I was wanting to see Mayweather just go nuts and just knock this kid on his ass. I really did, and I was actually kind of mad that Mayweather carried him, because he did. He carried him that 8 rounds. Anyone that tells you otherwise is selling something. Mayweather carried his ass the whole time. Can we at least agree on that, guys?
I didn't watch it. I wouldn't know.
Fair enough.
From the highlights, it looked like, I saw one where a Mayweather right caught Logan like right here on this section of his jaw, and he just kind of like slumped. Yeah, and he just kind of slumped into Mayweather's arms, and Mayweather's like trying to hold him up. It almost looked like he knocked him out, and if Mayweather would have just backed up, he would have collapsed.
Yeah, because Mayweather was playing with him the whole time, and that wasn't even a punch. That was an open-handed slap.
Yeah.
I think that Mayweather was showing him, because I believe that was in the second round, because in the first round, Paul tried coming out like a maniac at the end. Mm-hmm. And everyone's like, "Oh, Logan Paul, wow!" And it's like, you do realize that not one of those blows landed.
0 punches landed. If there were judges there, they would not have counted any of that,
because it's not countable. Floyd Mayweather was being Floyd Mayweather in full. Everything that Floyd Mayweather did against Conor McGregor, everything that he did against Manny Pacquiao. Everything Mayweather has done in every single fight that Floyd Mayweather Jr. has ever been in was on display. Floyd Mayweather could go back into the professional ranks today if he wanted and still dominate, much like Bernard Hopkins did for a lot of years before he finally had to hang it up. It's like, bro, you're like 55. It's time to stop. But see, Trey is on the right track. Trey wrote an awesome article, and in a lot of ways, I am fully on board with Trey. I'm going to pull this article up because I definitely want to quote Trey at Trey.
You actually read my stuff? I'm honored.
I do. Yes, I do. Yours is one of the, you know what? Yours and like a couple of others are ones that I read like consistently when they come on. And I don't mean to be a jerk. When
so there's certain people like you see their name, and you're like, yeah, I'm not reading this.
Yeah, there's one or two. There's one or two. I am. You know what? I am a reading snob. I really am, because I've got so much going on in my world right now that requires my reading and everything that I'm not gonna just read anything.
Producer Alex said that to me. He's like, I actually enjoy your articles. Like, I thought you were just like a lunatic that likes to talk smack, but like your articles are actually good. I'm like, wow, thanks.
Did we lose Bryan?
Oh, we got a comment.
Yeah.
That's actually nice. We can actually see the comments. They come
Yeah,
up on
you
the
can see him right
Yes,
there.
we can
beautiful.
see that.
Oh.
Dances with Goats wants to know who are the people whose articles I read. Wow,
That
way to put me
I
on the
believe that's
spot.
Garrett, right? I think that's Garrett.
Probably. I read Trey's. I will read some of Garrett's when they come up. I'll read some of the Alex Chick when his come up. Yeah, I'll read some of Chick's stuff. I will check out Chick's stuff. And as I'm going through now, I know that I've also started reading a lot of the UFC articles that are getting posted, because I am getting more and more into. I'm getting back into the UFC. There was a time.
Sam Linton, he does a good job.
Yeah, Sam really does. And the crazy thing is that I was super into MMA, especially when I was fighting. I was really big into the UFC and Bellator, and then I kind of fell out of it, and I'm getting back to it slowly but surely. It's kind of hard for me since I had to stop, because every time I watch it, I want to get back into it. But with the concussions that I've suffered,
I am the
and
opposite.
everything, really,
I'm the opposite. I'm like, I don't miss wrestling one bit.
well, see, the thing is, wrestling is hell.
Yeah.
And for those that have never wrestled, number one, if you've never wrestled or done any sort of contact sports, you should not be allowed to comment on anything boxing, wrestling, or MMA. You should not have a voice.
From the age of 6 until my first 2 years of college. That's all I did.
I started wrestling at 14, so I was very, very behind. But I was doing martial arts from age 6, between 6 and 8, and I still practice. I'm actually getting more into it now that, I'm getting in a better shape. So those are some of the folks that I read. When Jackson puts up a video, I'll check it out at times, but my time sucks so bad right now.
Hey, I'm the reason why Bryan's here.
That's true. Jackson
Facts.
Law, Jefferson Legal is the reason why I'm here at Vendetta. He absolutely is. I saw his maximum football video, and I was hooked from then and on. So absolutely. But hope that answers your questions, goat person. So now, Trey,
I'm sure that's Garrett.
I'm sure it is. So Trey, you in your article, you're saying we need to acknowledge that the Paul brothers are smart, and it sucks for the rest of the human population. I'm going to paraphrase some of this. I'm not going to go through it all. One thing I agree with, as you say in here, I genuinely hate a good 95% of the human population. That is true. One of the reasons why I hate most humans is because they're too stupid to realize they often seek the opposite outcome of what is actually in their best interest. That is also true. And they are also too stupid to realize when they're being conned, i.e., look at politics nowadays. And look at the Paul brothers. If you guys are pissed off that Logan Paul was in the ring with Floyd Mayweather on Sunday, look at yourself in the mirror. You are the reason why. because you and everyone like you are giving Logan and Dean, or Steve, or whatever the hell his name is. You guys are giving them the attention that they crave. These people, they are trash as human beings. I mean, one of the things that they did that got them, got them fired or whatever, is because they filmed like a dead body or something. They filmed a person committing suicide and did absolutely nothing, and used that person's suicide to build their brand further. And they gave a weak ass apology that was nothing more than to let folks know, yeah, we don't care, as we laugh all the way to the bank. So the problem is that you guys wanted to see Floyd Mayweather destroy this kid. Meanwhile, you forgot how much you hate Floyd Mayweather. All Floyd Mayweather said, shit, I'm going to get a couple $100,000 just to play? Okay. You think Floyd Mayweather cares about Logan Paul or his brother taking his hat or anything either one of those idiots has to say? No, he doesn't. Why? Because Floyd Mayweather is rich. And that's all there is to it. He had nothing to prove. And Floyd Mayweather was absolutely correct. For him, this was a game. For Logan Paul, this is a chance for him to say, I lasted 8 rounds with Floyd Mayweather. I'm a great fighter. And for all of you sheep out there I hate him. I hate Logan Paul. Well, if you wouldn't have put your money down, he'd probably just go away. You know what would happen, Trey, if Logan Paul and his brother weren't getting the attention that they are to get paid? They would go into a bar and they would run their mouths around some not playing around individuals. It don't have to just be people of color. It can be an angry Italian guy like Trey too, a working class guy. They could, because these are rich kids. They would probably be somewhere in a bar trying to impress some girls, pissing off some working class stiffs, and get their asses handed to them, and no one would know. But people hate them so much and let these idiots into their minds rent free that then you put out money that you don't have, that you could use to go to the grocery store or pay bills to watch someone beat them up, but no one is going to seriously be fighting them. Why? Because it's just an exhibition. Newsflash: if you see exhibition before a fight, stay away, because it ain't a real fight. Period.
That's why you should have been like me and not spend your money on it and watch the USA and Mexico match. Much better. There was better fighting in it too. There was actual fighting.
Right.
I just don't get any of it. I just don't get any of it. I don't get the hype. I don't get why people care. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. And the fact of the matter is, you can sit there and trash talk the Paul brothers all you want, but these kids are athletes. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they were former. I believe they were former like state place-winning wrestlers.
Yeah. And even if they weren't state, you could probably be among the worst wrestlers, period. When you compare what it takes to be on a wrestling team, you're an athlete.
Well, that's what I said. Has anyone actually gone through a wrestling practice that hate those kids? Because I can tell you that's not a fun place to be.
It's
just the
really
practice.
Not. It's really not. Wrestling practice as a whole is just, oh my God. Like, and I'm pretty sure, Trey, you went through this. I'm going to do what I can to do some shares on this
for a very long time. Yeah. There's nothing worse than going through a whole day of school. Like, what'd you eat today? Well, I'm about 5 pounds over. So I ate nothing. And then I practiced for 2 hours. And then I went home and then I had to run again.
Oh my God. Yeah, I've been there too. See, and of course, yep. So we're doing good on Facebook right now. And you know what?
Do you see where Logan Paul, he's wanting to get into UFC now?
See,
he wants to enter the octagon.
See, this is where Logan Paul needs to slow his roll.
That's where he's going to get hurt.
I don't think Dana White will
like
let it
legitimately
happen.
going.
Dana White.
Like, I don't think Dana White won't either. But I'm just saying, if Dana White,
because if anybody's laughing today, it's Dana White. He killed boxing.
Yes, he
and
did.
He will not make a mockery of his sport. He won't.
No, like honestly, I think what he's going to have to do, if Logan Paul wants to fight in the octagon, he's going to have to go to one of these small ass independent MMA companies, not Bellator, because Bellator is too big name. But he's gonna have to go to one of these regional ones where they're always looking for a spectacle so they can get people in.
Or put him on like the Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah, like what he did with Kimbo Slice about 10 years ago.
Right, you're robotic-y again.
Yeah, you're kind of
his mic is doing that recently.
If you want to see Logan Paul in the UFC, that's the only way you're going to see it. Is if he somehow gets on the Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah.
That's the only way.
And I think the money would probably be there, but like you guys said, Dana White's not gonna tarnish the reputation that the UFC has. He's not gonna let that. He's not gonna let that stand.
No, he's really not. The only way you're gonna see Logan Paul or his brother in the UFC is if they get on the Ultimate Fighter somehow and win.
Yeah, or like you guys said, they get a group of fighters that are able to set up their own type of event and they stream it. You get a UFC fighter to agree to that, but then you run the risk of
you can't do that.
Dana White. They're under contract.
Yeah, Dana White's not going to let that happen. You're going to have to get someone from like Bellator or whatever, like one of their like lower tier guys where they don't care where they fight. That's the only way. Like, don't think for a moment that you're going to get one of these guys fighting a Ngakwe or Kuzman.
One thing that needs to be said, these guys in the UFC, they're different cats now. Like 15 years ago, what was it, Forrest Griffin? He walked into the UFC. He was a cop. He turned into a heavyweight champ or light heavyweight champ. That would never happen today. If Forrest Griffin fought in the UFC today, he would be like the 40th ranked guy.
Exactly.
It's the athletes that are in the UFC today are absolute killers. They're not the same as it was 15, 20 years ago.
No, I agree. I mean, the UFC is just a different animal completely. Because honestly, there's no way that Brock Lesnar walks into the UFC. Like if Brock Lesnar 10 years ago. That's what I'm saying.
10 years ago, he could have done
10 years ago, Brock Lesnar in his prime, if that Brock Lesnar came into the UFC today,
he'd be the 10th, 15th ranked guy.
If even that. Yeah. Because especially
the guys today are different. Like Khabib, he was the champ for how long? He grew up wrestling bears. Like that's what he did. Right. In Russia. He legit there's videos out there he wrestled real bears.
Now Paul could fight him, right? Because he's technically retired from the UFC, right?
He could fight a retired
if he wanted a death wish.
Now the thing is, because here's the thing:
nobody does.
There's no way in hell you're going to see Francis Ngannou fight one of the Pauls. Number one, the Pauls aren't.
Well, he's too big too.
Well, the thing is, Logan Paul weighed in at 222, right? He was in the 220s. He's technically a heavyweight. He could fight Francis Ngannou, but okay, fine. If we went to light heavyweight, the UFC light heavyweight champ right now is John Jones. There's no way you're going to see him fight John Jones. No way. And there's no way like you're going to get him to fight Israel Adesanya or Kamaru Usman. No way. There's no way you're going to see that happen because those guys are way too high caliber. And they're not going to waste their time. You might be able to get him to fight. You might be able to talk Chuck Liddell into coming out of retirement.
Rampage Jackson.
I was just getting ready to say you might be able to talk Rampage.
I love that guy.
So do I. Oh.
When I was
you could talk Rampage into fighting.
When I was in high school, I'm pretty sure I had like 3 of his shirts.
Dude, Rampage was my favorite MMA fighter. I was so disappointed when he lost to Rashad Evans. I was so disappointed. All right, we got to take our first break. Courtney's saying our time is up. We'll be right back here on the Tanndemonium.
Shout out Courtney. She edited Courtney, Cheese this week too.
Courtney
MVP
is a superstar. She's learned how to get us going live and to keep it running seamlessly, and she's on it, man. So we're gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna talk the NHL playoffs. That's why we got the hockey guy on here, but we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about the foolishness. Oh, and it was real nice to see Chad Johnson get his ass handed to him and knocked on his ass. That was beautiful. Almost as beautiful as seeing Nate Robinson get dropped. But we'll be right back on the Tanndemonium Sports Show here on Vendetta Sports Media Networks, sponsored by Monkey Knife Fight. Go to monkeyknifefight.com or download the app, and when you use our promo code Vendetta, they will match you dollar for dollar up to $100. We'll be back. Hey, you. Yeah, you. In case you hadn't heard, your favorite Renegade Sports Media Group has its own Patreon. Go to patreon.com/Vendetta Sports Media to support our efforts to continuously bring you sports, gaming, and other media coverage as only we can. We've got 4 different membership tiers. For $3 a month, we'll give you a simple thank you on our Patreon site. For $6 a month, you get a thank you, and you get to become a recruit in Jackson Law's Vendetta University Gaming Series. For $10 a month, you get everything from the previous tiers, a special thank you at the end of our videos, free access to our upcoming Discord chat, and a free koozie after 4 months. And then the big dog, $50 a month, gets you everything from the previous tiers, as well as opportunities for Fantasy League invites, stream gaming, possible invites to mock NFL and NBA draft sessions, a once-a-month Google Hangout, and after 4 months, a free t-shirt. Yeah! Go to patreon.com/Vendetta Sports Media and help us to improve our pledge to bring you the best sports, gaming, and other media coverage. I love that promo. It's so awesome. All right. NHL playoffs. Now we're gonna definitely have our work cut out for us because this is a jam-packed show. Oh man. So admittedly, I haven't been paying attention to the NHL playoffs because my pens are out of it. And I'm still F Tristan Jarry. But Trey, there's been some drama going on in the this Eastern Conference semifinal between Coach Trotz and with the Islanders and the Bruins. There's some drama going on up in this.
Yeah. Well, first, I'd like to say I'm honored that I'm even allowed on this show because Scott Logish in the NHL chat the other day said there's a big 3 among the Vendetta hockey brains, and I apparently was not one of them.
Oh,
so
wow!
I'm just honored to be here.
He admitted he was being petty because you beat him in fantasy. You saw that tweet.
Who did he say that? Who did he call the big brains besides? So we know it's going to be Andrew. We know Andrew,
Emma, and Gavin, not Trey. Despite the fact that Trey won the fantasy hockey league,
isn't it only you?
See, that's why he didn't include you.
Isn't it just you 4 though?
Pretty much, yeah. So I was not included.
Wow, that's even worse.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, Emma. Well, for one, Emma and Andrew. Courtney said I dropped the ball. I didn't talk to anyone about getting them to come on. I said get Trey. Trey's always available.
Yes!
Trey's always working. Gavin,
look, my face is like red. I was outside all day working.
Damn, you definitely look like you got the Italian tan for the summer. Definitely look like you got it.
Give me about 2 months, I'm going to be really dark.
Fair enough.
I'm rocking the Irish tan right now.
Yeah, you look like a lobster just like made love to your face. And
speaking of that Hobbit, Barry Trotz, I'm done with him, man.
I've been done with him for years. But yeah, so Barry Trotz, the proud foot of the NHL. Yeah, I actually did a Lord of the Rings
Proud
extended
feet.
edition. Proud feet. I did a binge of the Lord of the Rings extended editions last week, so the proud feet are on my mind. That guy pisses me off so much. Is there anyone that bitches more than him in the NHL?
I mean, unbelievable. Patrice Bergeron leads the NHL in face-off win percentage by like a wide margin. It's not even close. And he's over there bitching that the guy's cheating on face-offs. I mean, come on. He's been nominated for the Selke Award, which is the best defensive forward in hockey. 10 years in a row. Like, do you think by this, like, maybe they catch him 2 years into it, 3 years into it? No. Guy's a finalist for the award 10 years in the row, and now he's a cheater. Come on, man.
That's insane. That is insane. Like, it almost seems to me now, I can't really see it on my monitor here, the Bruins are ahead in this series, correct?
They're not.
They're not. So
they outshot the Islanders 42-19 in Game 5 and lost.
Wow. So the Islanders are up 2-0. Am I seeing that right?
3-2.
3-2. 3-2.
Bruins in 7. I'm going with it.
So you're saying the Bruins are going to pull out 2 games in a row.
This series has been so aggravating because the Islanders aren't even good. Every single broadcast, this guy Pierre goes on TV. He's like, "Oh, this identity line," and you swear to God, this Casey Zizekas guy, he's a 4th line center. You'd swear he's a first ballot Hall of Famer the way these broadcasters talk him up. It's unbelievable.
Oh wow, Alex Jacobs got some things to say. Hold that L, Trey. Wow.
Ooh.
Wow. It's getting personal.
Producer Alex in the house.
Here's what Jared Prosser said while we were live streaming the other day. He's like, Producer Alex, has he even built up enough time to go on vacation?
Ooh.
That's what Jared Prosser said. Those are not what my words.
Ooh. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, God. You guys hear that shot somewhere? Like bullets flying around.
Shots
everywhere.
Good Lord.
Jeez.
It's just getting personal.
About to hide under my desk.
Bruins in 7. Bruins in 7. They can't lose to this fraud team. I refuse to believe they're going to lose to this fraud team.
Now, here's my thing. I really would have thought that the Bruins would have been further ahead this time around. I really would. I mean, I think this is just a case when it comes to NHL playoffs is that the wrong team gets hot at the right time. I mean, these guys are just working it. Now, apparently Alex wants you to hit him up.
About what?
He said, bring that old man energy. Bring that old man hate. So,
I'm not the one that said it. I told him he can go.
Now, the thing that gets me right now is, trying to stay blanket with the playoffs right now is, Trey's calling it Bruins in 7. He thinks the Bruins are going to bring it back. Me personally, I hope the Islanders completely choke because I hate them. Not as much as I hate the Rangers or the Flyers, but still. Tampa Bay, even if the Islanders did somehow win, they've got to meet Tampa Bay in the finals.
The Islanders have no prayer to beat Tampa next round. The Bruins can actually beat Tampa.
Right.
Well, we saw last year, the Islanders, they got smoked.
Right. And I don't see them coming back for some payback. The
Bruins are getting outcoached.
And I'll tell you the truth, that's got to be painful. I mean, for being a Hobbit.
Yeah, the Hobbits outcoaching them. There's no question about it. The Islanders' whole roster is just very average except one guy.
Right. Now, moving on to the West. Wow. The Habs.
Speaking of the disrespect that Hockey Guy Trey gets, not one NHL analyst on our team picked the Canadians to advance. Just Trey. He's the only guy that picked the Canadians to advance.
I love it. I love it when you get so riled up and mad at people. And then when it turns out you're right, you get even angrier because you had to defend yourself against them. I love that. See, Trey might be.
You should have seen how toxic I was when Mitch Trubisky entered the league and I called him a 6th round pick. Oh, Jackson was there for that, right? You saw me in action.
What's funny is that when I really start. I'm sorry. Go.
No, I was just saying there was like a huge Reddit thread on the Chicago Bears subreddit. And it was the best article we had for the longest time because people on Reddit were shit talking Trey, and now he's backing up Josh Allen,
6th round prospect. He went 2nd in the draft.
See, now what gets me is Trey relishes in this. Me, I don't like that. I really don't.
I don't sleep at night because of that stuff.
See, you don't sleep at night because you're so busy reading the threads of the hate. And you wrap that around yourself like a blanket, like a newborn baby.
Yeah.
But he's such He plays that. You know what producer Alex does? He plays the victim so much. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Oh, so producer Alex has a career in conservative politics as well.
He plays the victim. He knows that he's loved and important, and he plays the victim. That's exactly what he does.
Wasn't he one of the first guys to get put on payroll?
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I'm not even on payroll.
Hey,
producer Alex,
we're going on the company trip to Vegas. I paid for his plane ticket.
Wow. Producer Alex, shut up. Dude, you've got an all expenses paid trip to Vegas. Yep. You're on payroll and I'm not. But you get hate. Boy, if you don't sit down and shut up, I'm going to come to your house and spank you like
I'm paying for his gym membership.
Boy, I will spank you like my name is your daddy.
He likes to play the victim. That's what he does.
Oh, man. See, Trey likes riling people up. I like making people think, and I like entertaining people. So when trolls start showing up, I get annoyed, and then I get mad at myself for being.
I just love putting them in my back pocket. There's nothing better.
Yeah, you know what? That's true. There is a bit to be happy about that because I've had in my almost year of being with Vendetta, I've had two or three mini blow-ups with people. And one actually became a rivalry of sorts that since has been squashed. But you know what? I think that we both got better from it. The other one, fuck that guy. Fuck that other guy. I'm glad he's gone. You know what? And I will say,
he texted me the other day too.
Why?
Do I have to bring this up?
Here's the thing. Here's what I will say.
You don't have to. No.
If you welch on a bet, you're even less of a human being than I give you credit.
That's a fireable offense here.
That is a complete fireable offense. You don't make a bet and then welch on it.
Dude, I told a stranger on one of our chats that was a Suns fan in one of our streams. I said if the Suns wins this, I'll buy a Booker jersey. And guess what I did yesterday? They had my size in the Valley ones. So I bought a Booker jersey. It'll be here Monday.
And you know what? See, I don't make bets. So I can't welch. Huh? I know you do.
I'm pretty sure I have 3 different bets with Cam Moose right now.
Wow. All right, fine. I'll make a bet. I'll make a bet with you, Trey.
Okay.
I'm going to make a bet with you right now that Dwayne Haskins ends up being the number 2 in Pittsburgh.
I'm not betting on Mason Rudolph. Are you out of your mind?
All right, fine. I'll make another bet with you then. I will bet you, and this is definitely me going outside of my comfort zone. I will bet you Najee Harris is the NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year.
I mean, if you're going to give me those odds and I get the field, I'll take it. But I did say that in the Slack the other day. I was like, I think he can win it.
I think he could, but it's all dependent on the Steelers' offensive line. But you know what? We're going to have Josh Taylor, who is he's actually a Pittsburgh sports media guy. He's on our local sports talk station, 93.7 The Fan. I've got the hookup because me and him went to high school together. So he's actually going to come on. He's going to talk NFL with us once a month. We're probably going to be focusing on the Steelers because that's what we do. But we're going to talk
about baseball.
NFL.
What happened to once a month baseball?
That is, you know what? Because baseball has gotten so boring. Like, baseball's gotten even more boring. NHL has at least been exciting.
Yeah, this is supposed to be a hockey segment. We covered none of it.
Yeah. All right. So, you know what? Well, we talked a little bit about it. All right. So, obviously, the most compelling aspect of the NHL playoffs right now is this Golden Knights Avalanche series.
Yeah.
This series is number one. This series is the tightest one. It is the most heartily contested. These two teams match up better, period, than any other team right now. Even I know that, and I'm not a straight-up hockey guy. I'm saving all my hockey stuff for next season, where I'm going to become an expert.
Train's coming.
I expect Jackson Law to follow suit with that, too.
Yeah, Jackson. I'm not doing it alone. You got to be able to get in on this talk, man.
Yeah, I mean, next season, man.
Yeah, I mean, because we each have hometown teams that we can root for.
Exactly.
But we can also start rooting on other teams. Like, honestly, the Golden Knights are my second team.
I'll put my Preds shirt on, and I'll just have a giant catfish. I'll be the guy you see escorted out because I'm
sweater.
I'm actually Jackson's rival today.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Jackson, NHL jerseys are referred to as sweaters.
No, I didn't say jersey. I didn't say jersey. I said shirt, like a t-shirt.
Oh, okay. I was going to say
t-shirt and jacket. And
I was going to say
I'll pull a catfish out of my pants and chunk it on the
That's
ice.
what she said.
That is what she said. I'm going to throw some catfish.
What Nashville fans do, man.
They put catfish in their pants.
Yeah, and they throw it on the ice.
That's idiotic. That is so stupid. And that's another reason why I have no reason to go below the Mason-Dixon line. Because what the hell? It's either the water or the inbreeding. But so no, now here's the thing. The Golden Knights are my second team. Every sport that I follow,
I love watching them.
I have a second team. Other than my Pittsburgh teams, I always have a second team that I follow.
Going to
The
a game
Golden
in
Knights
Vegas.
are an amazing team.
Yeah, we're going.
Nice. Now, how do you think? Now, number one, Trey, who do you think is going to come out of the semifinals here to face the Habs?
I picked Vegas. I will stick with Vegas. I think it'll be Vegas in 7. I just thought going into this was the perfect kryptonite for the Avalanche because I think the Avalanche are the most talented team in the league. But Vegas, what they have is something that the other teams don't. They have 6 legitimate defensemen that block shots and they're get after you and they'll check you into the boards and they don't give a shit. And
they're old school. They are old school. Isn't a
teams fling pucks at them all the time. They don't go to Fleury. They're just getting blocked by the defenseman. Vegas has outshot them 100 to 60 over the past 3 games.
Isn't Jerome Iginla still on the Golden Knights?
No.
No? Okay.
No. Ryan Reeves is.
Now, he's another one that I wanted to bring up. Now, Ryan Reeves, if you want to talk about a guy who's laughing at the Penguins for letting him go, it's Ryan Reeves. Because
not Fleury?
Fleury too. Both of those guys. Because I'll tell you the truth right now, Fleury probably he's not watching the series. He's probably watching the highlights and he's like, I would not have let that one go in. And Iginla would just be like, yeah, every time the Islanders would have come into this end, they would be walking out bloody. Because Ryan Reeves, his give a damn been broke since birth. And he is an old school defensive man.
I like that.
I love it. So I definitely
put it on a shirt.
There you go. Put it on an official Vendetta shirt.
There you go. We got to move more merch before we do that.
That's true. That's a good point. We should get just a Tanndemonium Sports Show shirt first. So you have the Golden Knights winning this one in 7.
Yeah. So I also want to point out, I think the Avalanche coach has been completely out-schemed and outgunned this entire series. I don't understand his strategy. He purposely matches up because he's got 3 guns. He's got McKinnon, Landeskog, and Rantanen, and they're probably 3 of the top 10 players in the league. And he just decides, we want those guys to go up against Vegas's best defensive line, and we're going to do it on purpose. I don't quite understand why he's doing it. It makes no sense to me. And Mark Stone is just laughing at those guys because he's another guy who's been nominated for the Selke Award. And they're winning that matchup. And if Colorado's top line's not going to produce, they're not going to win.
Yeah. So now, who do you have when they face off against the Habs
I think Montreal's going to get killed regardless.
You think so?
Yeah.
So you've got Tampa Bay and the Golden Knights in the finals.
I did have the Hurricanes and the Golden Knights in the finals, but that one's going to be wrong.
All right. Hey, man enough to admit when he's wrong. I love it.
I'm a man of honor and integrity, unlike some of the people we have on this site.
Or don't have anymore.
Who, Trey? Who?
All right. We only have 5 more minutes, so I'm going to switch gears.
That's it? We're done?
We've got 5 minutes to go. We've only got 5 more minutes.
And then we're done.
Yeah, then we're done. Then we're done with this segment. And then we're going to
okay.
No, we do 3 we do 3 segments on this show.
Right.
You want to stay for that 3rd segment, or you?
Well, I don't know what's going on. It's Bryan Tann's world. I'm just living in it.
All right, you stay here if you want to.
Okay.
So in these last 5 minutes, we found out earlier this week. Actually, I think we found out today. Nick Saban signed an extension that's going to keep him with the Crimson Tide through 2028. So he's going to be in his 70s. He's going to be in his late 70s.
It's all to get crap. What's the Manning nephew? What's his name?
Archie.
Arch
His
Manning.
name is Archie? Okay.
Now,
I think he's going to go to Clemson.
you think Archie's going to go to Clemson?
Yeah.
You don't think he doesn't go to Tennessee or Ole Miss? He doesn't follow his uncles?
No. I think Dabo is too good of a recruiter. And the way he's developed Trevor Lawrence, and the guy they got coming in this year is a monster. He's recruited quarterbacks really well. I think he's going to go to Clemson.
That's interesting because the Crimson Tide have so much pedigree to them. But, I mean, that makes sense, though. You want to go to the best place possible. So what if Dabo gets caught up in some sort of a scandal? Some sort of scandal. A scandal. Like let's just say he was hanging out with a certain Portland Trailblazers fan, and they were caught covering each other in bay leaves and Jell-O.
Sounds like a Jim McElwain story. You know that guy is, right?
Yes, I do. And I give you credit for going back to the well for that one because that's old school. That's old school. All right, and finally, for football talk, Aaron Rodgers is.
Can I just throw this in quick?
Please.
I think Texas A&M is going to be really good, better than people think.
You know what? I'm okay.
Just remember that.
Okay. I'll remember that. See, college football is another sport that I have to get myself more into this coming season.
God, I cannot wait.
Well, I'm in a fantasy league that we have to draft guys that are in college.
Oh, gotcha.
I follow it nonstop.
All right, so finally here because there's not much in the way of football. Next segment's going to be NBA and some other stuff. Aaron Rodgers is not expected to show. He was not expected to show up today. He didn't show up today, did he, Jackson?
He did not.
And he did not. And I don't blame him.
It's mandatory, right, that he's supposed to be here right now.
He's apparently subject. Yeah, he's apparently subject to $93,000 fines for if he does not show up for this 3-day camp.
God, I bet he's so heartbroken over that.
Oh yeah,
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
$93,000. How is he going to recover?
I mean, how's he going to pay them bills? And I mean, whew.
That's going to pay for that wedding that he's got coming up.
I know, right? I mean, man. Honestly, the bottom line is he's not showing up. The Packers should just trade the guy. Just trade the guy now while you can get something from him. But we'll see. Hey, if anything, trade him to Miami for Tua. Right, Jackson? Since everyone is trading everyone to Miami to get Tua. Versus Deshaun Watson,
so
why
outrageous.
not? Why not Aaron Rodgers? Why not?
Miami just needs to chill, man. Everyone needs to chill with Miami.
Which direction do I go in? Do I go in this Tua rant or do I go in this Rodgers rant?
You know what? Save it for the next segment because we're actually, you know what? We got to give some love to another partner that we have, Symbol. If you're not,
they messaged me today, by the way. They're loving the articles that we put out.
Of course, because we're
great.
Awesome. That's amazing. Shout out to our writers that are doing these Symbol articles.
We're leading the way.
We are. And you know what? For Symbol, you know what? Maybe, the constant week in, week out of fantasy betting and fantasy league sports isn't for you. So you know what? Go to Symbol. Go to symbol.app, right? You go there, you buy stock in your teams, your sim team.
I think Bryan froze.
I was like, what? He's got a crazy look on his face right now, too.
He does. That's great.
That's horrible. You know what? I'm gonna let the bumper speak for itself. They're gonna tell you what's what. And also a shout out to XP Coffee Company. That's what Jackson Law is drinking when he's doing all of his gaming series. That's what Trey's gonna start drinking now that he's doing his own gaming series. But we're gonna talk about that in a few minutes as well in the next segment. We'll be back here on the Tanndemonium Sports Show here on Vendetta Sports Media Networks. We'll be back. The following is brought to you in partnership by Symbol. Symbol is a new sports marketplace where you can trade shares of professional teams like stocks. You love sports. You interested in fantasy sports without the weekly annoyance of fantasy league upkeep? Then Symbol's the app for you. With Symbol Fantasy Sports is going to a whole other level. How it works is simple. You buy Symbol shares for your favorite sim teams on the app. When your sim team wins, you get automatic cash deposits, and you don't lose any money when they lose. That's it. So if you follow trends across football, basketball, and baseball, and you think your team is a sleeper, simply invest in your favorite sim teams on Symbol and watch your virtual portfolio prove you right or wrong. And if you want to get in on the action right away, Vendetta Sports Media's got you covered. Go to symbol.app/Vendetta and use our exclusive promo code Vendetta, and you'll get a $10 bonus when making your first deposit. Symbol, taking fantasy sports to a whole other level. The following broadcast is brought to you in association by XP Coffee Company. XP Coffee Company is the fresh brewed coffee made for gamers by gamers. Get amazing flavors like Choco Loco in 8, 12, or 16-ounce bags, or level up and get Illusion, Isolation, Nightmare, or the Majestic Throne blends in light, medium, or dark roast in whole bean, coarse French press, drip, or fine espresso in 12-ounce, 16-ounce, or 2-pound bags. Wow! Shipping worldwide. If you're in the U.S., go to usa.xpcoffee.co. If you're in Europe or in the U.K., go to www.xpcoffee.co. XP Coffee Company, for gamers, by gamers. And doesn't that just say it all? We're back. The final segment of the Tanndemonium Sports Show here on Vendetta Sports Media. Trey, you got a rant? I want to hear the Rodgers one first.
Okay.
Hit it.
Here's the thing about the Rodgers thing. Like, doesn't Green Bay just know Jordan Love sucks? You picked the guy in the first round. If you thought he was good, you see him every day in practice. Every single day you're out there, you watch him in practice.
Mm-hmm.
If you thought he was good, why not trade Rodgers? Rodgers is 38 years old. How many good years does he have left? 2?
Probably
1?
2 or 3.
Why wouldn't you if somebody comes to you and says, we'll give you 3 first-rounders for Rodgers? Why wouldn't you do it? Why? You know why they won't do it? Because they know. They know they fucked up. They know Jordan Love stinks. They know he can't play. That's the only reason why they won't do this thing. It's the only reason.
Now the Tua thing. I'm interested in that one.
It's the Tua thing just makes me laugh. It's just completely outrageous. Bryan Tann, did you know he's the most efficient passer in the history of college football ever?
I did not know that. No.
Ever.
And that's saying something.
Ever. He didn't play in the Mountain West. He didn't play in like the WAC. He didn't play in the Big South. He played in the middle and the heart of the SEC in the only conference that plays defense.
Yeah.
This idea that the most efficient passer in the history of college football stinks, I don't believe it. I'm sorry, no.
Ludicrous. It's ludicrous.
And not only that, he should have never taken the field last year. And I said that in my notes. In my notes. It's like this. I said clearly in my notes, I believe he is the best quarterback in the class. He should not take the field this year.
He never should have.
Because to expect a guy who broke his hip that he was going to be this world beater from day one is insane. And the other craziest part is this idea that Tua stunk as a rookie is flat out laughable. What did he complete? 64% of his throws as a rookie?
Yes. Give or take, yes. You know what, Courtney?
Does anybody understand how long it takes for some of these rookie quarterbacks to succeed?
Right. And that's the thing that a lot of these people don't understand. Yeah, Courtney, if you don't mind, please, can you get us to the stats?
Do you know how many people told me that Josh Allen stunk before last year?
Oh, my God. And then matter of fact, how many people thought that Peyton Manning was going to be a bust?
Peyton Manning throws 28 interceptions in like his third year.
Yes.
It takes a while.
No quarterback goes right into the NFL and just lights it up. Nobody does.
I mean, Justin Herbert had a really good rookie year. He absolutely did. I'm not taking that away from him. But he also was in college for 4 years. He's a senior.
Mm-hmm. Right. Ben Roethlisberger had an amazing rookie year. But again, I believe he was also a 4-year player.
Even Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow had a pretty good rookie year for a couple starts.
Yes, he did.
Did you know he's older than Sam Darnold? Sam Darnold's been in the year for 3 years.
That's amazing. That's absolutely.
He's older than Sam Darnold.
That's weird.
Crazy.
So we're comparing Tua. He's a baby. He's actually like a young true junior that came out in the draft. And Burrow's older than Darnold, and Justin Herbert was a senior. He was at the Senior Bowl.
And
both of those guys significantly older.
And once again, the guy busted his effing hip.
Yes.
Yeah, it is the exact same injury that sidelined Bo Jackson.
Ended Bo Jackson. The same injury that ended Bo Jackson. This kid is on the field again. And this kid, for those of you that sitting there saying that Tua sucks, 10 games played, 186 completion, 290 attempts, 64.1%
64% as a rookie. That is coming off a broken hip.
That is a big deal.
Tell me that guy sucks?
If you think Tua sucks, you're not even allowed to speak football to me.
It's outrageous.
You ain't allowed to talk.
The most hilarious part is they're like, "Oh, this Tua Jalen Hurts. Like, what do we do here?" Jalen Hurts is dog shit. Jalen Hurts is not a legitimate starting quarterback.
The thing is, Jalen Hurts is going to be that guy where I remember here in Pittsburgh, everyone was mad that the Steelers didn't take Jalen Hurts. I was like, why? Yeah. Like, seriously, why are you mad?
Maybe if you spent a 6th rounder on him, if he was there.
Right. Now, here's the thing.
At Alabama, he legitimately could not throw the ball. If he didn't transfer to Oklahoma, I'm not sure he gets drafted.
Probably not. Probably not.
Got sat for a freshman.
It's a joke. 64% as a rookie. Guy sucks.
Yeah. If you seriously can sit here and say, and you know what, those that are watching this, I seriously
Courtney, bring up Josh Allen's completion percentage as a rookie.
Yeah, please. Like, bring up Josh Allen's.
It was like 50.
Yeah, bring him up. Bring up his stats, please, and thank you.
Now, there was one guy that was formerly with this company that would completely ghost unless Tua's name came up, and he just came in to crap on Tua.
Isn't it funny how the people that are no longer with the company are the ones that knew absolutely nothing? But they wanted to know something. But they wanted to know something so
You think that's
bad.
a coincidence?
No, I don't. But they wanted to. Here's the thing. They wanted to know something so bad, and they swore they knew something. Here's the thing. I'm the first person to admit I know nothing. I am a talking head. Now, this is what I do know. I have played each game, each sport that I talk about: football, MMA, and to an extent, baseball. I have played in some level, some way, some shape, some form. So I can give you my experience of playing the game and when I followed the games closely. I don't sit here and pretend that I'm some big analyst. I'm not. I'm a talking head that talks about the stuff that happens, and I give you my opinion. Next year, now this upcoming NFL, NBA, and all that season, will I call myself an expert? Probably not, but I'll still give you an analysis. So, but here's the thing. From someone who's played football and someone who has watched football his entire life, when a rookie completes 64% of his passes, that is 12% better than the third top quarterback in football right now in Josh Allen, who only completed 52% of his passes in 2018.
Well, Josh Allen was
he was like on a better
team. It was false, though. It was totally false. He was always good. He just needed time.
I know that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The pure stats. He looks bad, but you can't just look at pure stats.
You can't. You've got to look at what happens on the field, because any given
Especially
Sunday,
rookie years.
Yeah. Because
I don't like to toot my own horn, but there's been nobody who's been more accurate about evaluating quarterbacks than me. Nobody.
You're a quarterback guy.
You are a quarterback.
Quarterback guy Trey.
Quarterback and hockey guy Trey. So that's the bottom line. Now here's the thing. Do I know quarterbacks? Do I know quarterbacks like Trey? No, I'm not going to say that I do. I do know what I see in quarterbacks. I'm not going to be able to give you numbers like Trey does, but I'll give you my opinion. Just like Trey being
give you numbers. I give you how a guy bends his knees.
Right. Because honestly, when you see how someone bends their knee, here's a little thing I'll throw out there to you guys, and Trey, you can agree with me or disagree with me if you want. When you see how a player works their lower half, that's how you know how good they are. Because when your lower half is dead on, not only are you just fast, but you have balance. When you have balance, you have accuracy in what you do.
Courtney, can we bring this up? Pull up my Trubisky article when I said he was going to stink. Bryan Tann will love this. Just go on the site and type in Trubisky fail. It'll be the first one that you see. Just throw it in the chat.
When you see quarterbacks that have the happy feet and their knees, and they're either standing up completely straight or they're bent down like they're in a squat, you know they're going to be trash. They have to be able to stand tall, feet, shoulder, hip distance apart with their knees. They don't even have to be completely bent, but when they're bent in a comfortable manner so that they can take off and run or get that quick throw, that's how you know they're going to be good. That's why footwork is so important in sports. And when you look at a running back and how they do their footwork, watch their knees, watch their calves, not for definition, not for size, but how those knees and those toes are pointing to where.
That's why McCaffrey's better than everybody.
Absolutely. That's why Christian McCaffrey is the guy. And I'm bringing this up now, and I'm going to actually share my screen so we can see it. Where's it at here? Hold on.
Side tangent. When are we talking baseball? Like 3 weeks? 2 weeks?
You know what?
4 weeks?
Why don't we talk baseball next week? We'll talk some baseball next week.
Okay.
Trey confirmed back on the Tanndemonium next week.
That's right.
Well, I just know that we were supposed to talk baseball, like, you know.
Yeah, we were.
When did I write that?
We were supposed to talk baseball once a month, at least once a month, 2 months ago. But baseball's been so boring.
He froze again, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. This happens from time to time. Trey, it's not me anymore.
All right, so here we are.
Whoa.
All right, you guys see this now? There we go. Here we are. We seeing this now?
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Why Mitchell Trubisky is destined to fail in the NFL from 4 years ago, 2017. Right here.
Just go to the part where I talk about his feet and his legs.
All right. Ref Jake Locker, too.
Mechanics, there you go.
All right. I believe there is a right way to do everything. In every part of life, your body was designed to move a certain way from a biological standpoint. Whether it's shooting a basketball, throwing a football, or just brushing your teeth, there's a right way to do things. Ray Allen shoots the ball with perfect form. That translates into the best three-point shooter in NBA history. Lonzo Ball's shot, well, that's a story for another day, but it isn't pretty. Now, there are certain exceptions to everyone. Oftentimes in pro sports, the only time athletes can get away with an unorthodox form is if they have elite traits. Chris Sale throwing mechanics are tough to watch, but he's a 6'6" left-hander that throws 98 miles an hour. There isn't a coach in the world that would teach someone to throw like that, but boy, is it tough to pick up coming out of his hand. Aaron Rodgers doesn't have the best form either, but he has the best arm talent the NFL has ever seen, so he can get away with it. Mitch Trubisky is not a transcendent type of talent. Let's put it lightly. The mechanics aren't pretty. When I watch Trubisky throw, I notice a few potential problems when he transitions to the NFL. One of those problems is his size at only 6'2". And that's true. He's a lock leg thrower, which does not work. It doesn't work. It means his front plant foot is completely stiff with virtually no knee bend. The problem with that is he creates uncertainty with his accuracy moving forward. The ball oftentimes comes out with a low angle delivery that can cause passes to get swatted down at the line of scrimmage. He also does not push the ball off his back foot without the proper footwork to transition and push the ball off his back foot. I saw a lack of arm strength with Trubisky. And Trey goes on, and he's not wrong. He's completely not wrong. And all of that you see in how Trubisky plays. So, and now Mitch Trubisky is the backup of Josh Allen.
Yep.
Everyone that sat here and said that Josh Allen was trash, how does it feel to be wrong? Probably feels pretty bad.
Yep.
F ya. So let's talk Tom Thibodeau. Let's transition into the NBA. Thibodeau is now the coach of the year. That was a slant. You know, let's go from a guy who's completely terrible at everything he does to a guy that's great at what he does. Coach Thibodeau, 20 win improvement this year with the New York basketball Knickerbockers. However, poor Julius Randle didn't show up, and now they're going home. Don't be surprised if the Knicks front office don't open up their wallet some and get Tom Thibodeau some more people. Courtney's in the private saying ball hog Randall.
Speaking of Courtney, Courtney needs to apologize to Jay Crowder. I would like her to do that live on air.
Oh, Courtney, you're being called out. Oh, yes, she called.
Yeah.
No. I said when I see a ring, there's no ring.
That's not fair.
What do you mean?
Jay Crowder, like, you're expecting a championship out of the guy to apologize to him?
Yep.
Just admit he's a good player.
Okay, Trey. We'll see. I still need a ring first.
He's got that veteran presence. I'll give him
That's
that.
not fair. You're asking Jay Crowder to go out and beat these Brooklyn Nets.
Dude, she told Jay Crowder, if you want me to like you, put a ring on it.
Pretty much.
She is going
That's what she said. That's really what she said.
She is being Beyonce on Jay Crowder right now.
Yes.
How about the NBA Finals? What if Jay Crowder leads the Suns to the NBA Finals?
Would it be Jay Crowder though?
Of course.
No.
I think it would be Devin Booker that's doing it because Devin
Suns
Booker
fan Trey now.
Devin
Suns
Booker
guy.
is the guy that I'm seeing on Twitter where they're like, "Wow, he scored 19 points in the first quarter alone." I don't see Jay Crowder.
Jay Crowder's the heart and soul.
When you said Jay Crowder,
4 foul. Jay Crowder, second quarter.
oh,
The Boston Celtics have never been the same.
what's funny is
Look
it
at the
bad-
Miami Heat. The Miami Heat went to the finals, lose Jay Crowder, and now they stink.
dude. When you said
Hey,
Jay
the Grizzlies
Crowder,
made the playoffs when they lost Jay Crowder.
when you
He's not
said
there anymore,
Jay
and they made the
Crowder,
playoffs.
I instantly went, "Wait, that kid from the Hawks is pretty good." I thought. Oh wait, that's Trey Young, not Jay Crowder. Whoops. Goes to show I don't watch sports. Why does this guy have a show?
Can't call it a sports show.
That's true. That's true. Gavin did go on record and say we cannot call this a sports show.
That was a great line.
That was a good line. I have to give Gavin credit. That was a good line. We're gonna have to get Gavin on the show one day. Just be like,
That's gonna happen.
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, we've gotten on friendlier terms. We just don't.
We found out on Cheese that he doesn't drive. He rides an electric bike everywhere. It's awesome.
Yeah. I heard that. I was like, okay.
Dang Californians.
It don't, man. California's a
That's
weird
awesome.
ass place.
It's very weird.
That is really weird. But you know what?
No
Though,
shade, but yes.
California's about to fall into the ocean, though. So I guess you got.
Is Brian Tan coming to Vegas? He's not going to come.
I'm not going to show up. I'm not showing up to that. I'm not. Vegas isn't my kind of town, man. That's
Courtney's going to be my realtor.
Yeah.
Vegas
Don't
is
diss my
too
town,
loud.
Bryan.
Vegas is too loud for me. I've never been to Vegas, but I mean, all the lights and all the noise. That just seems like, if National Lampoon's Vegas Vacation has taught me anything, it's that Vegas is just too loud for me.
No, it's really not.
You know what? Maybe maybe what I'll do is we start getting we relocate out there and the Tan and
Well, I don't know if
Tan,
it's going to happen. I need to see if I like it.
if Brian Tan gets payroll, is able to get on the payroll, and he has a little bit of extra funds, maybe Brian Tan will come out for a couple of weeks out of the year.
Wow.
Brian Tan will come out and be in the office a couple of weeks out of the year.
We got to make sure there's a bunch of HR cases that week.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. You're gonna have to, man. Besides, I heard that you can cook chicken on rocks in Vegas. I heard it gets so hot you can cook chicken on a rock.
I feel like that if the office was to move to Vegas, Trey would never be in the office. He would be at
He'd be on
a
the
pool
strip the
party
whole time.
drinking a strawberry daiquiri somewhere.
See,
That's all he's going to be doing.
Trey likes to party, but Trey also works his balls off.
So basically, Trey's gonna have a computer while he's sipping the strawberry daiquiris at the pool party.
That's the best way to do it.
He'll be doing that some cheese live from a pool deck somewhere.
You know what? Wait a second. I just watched Army of the Dead. I don't think I'm going to Vegas. There's gonna be knowing my luck, it'll be the weekend that I'm out there that the zombie outbreak will kick in.
I'm not afraid of anything. I got those 2 vaccines, no side effects. I'm ready to rock.
Man, I had diarrhea and I was sick for a freaking week.
Nah, nothing. Ready to go. Went to the gym. Felt great.
Dude, I tried working out 2 days after I got the vaccine and my body were like, asshole, what are you doing? Get off the mat and lay your fat ass down. So congrats.
So no official apology from Courtney on Jay Crowder.
No.
She's standing strong. Trey, I'm gonna give
for you, Courtney.
Hey Trey, can I let you in on a little hint in what Bryan Tan is gonna call the cookout?
Okay.
You ain't gonna get a black woman to roll back something. It don't happen. When a black woman when she digs in, them claws ain't coming out of the flesh.
We'll get there. It's a work in progress.
You ain't been around enough black women to know how this works.
Been around a few.
You haven't been around enough to know how
I've dabbled in everything.
You ain't been around enough to know how this works. If she says she ain't, it ain't happening. You know what? You better off getting her to put raisins in her potato salad.
I'm a persistent motherfucker though.
Okay. Hey, y'all heard it. It's for real now. I tried to warn him. He ain't listening. Okay. So, Quinn Snyder finished in third place. Coach Monty Williams.
You don't actually care about this head coach of the year race. You don't care one bit about it.
You know what? I like Coach Thibodeau. And I think that the Bulls were stupid to let him go. But let's look at the playoff standings. Right now, we know that we're going to have the Clippers playing the Jazz.
Jay Crowder, big game 1 victory too.
Wow. Yeah, game 1. The Phoenix Suns handed it to the
Phoenix Jay Crowders.
The Phoenix Jay Crowders handed it to the Denver Nuggets, the Denver not Carmelo Anthony's.
They got an MVP though now. They got an MVP now. Nikola Jokic.
Yeah.
Crowned MVP today.
Wow.
And
that's
the
crazy.
thing that's trending on Twitter right now is the night that he was drafted, when his draft selection came in and was announced on ESPN, there was a Taco Bell commercial for a quesarita. Like that's what was playing when he was selected. So no one even saw it. Like they didn't even mention him when his name was drafted. Went from that to MVP. Yep.
I don't know if I want to bring this up now.
What a story.
What's that?
Jackson, do you know what I'm going to talk about? I feel like I have to save it for cheese. I could talk about it now. He's already mad at me. He's already mad at me. He threw a hissy fit. He plays the victim card. I don't know if I can even bring it up.
Oh, producer Alex, okay.
Is he even still watching?
Yeah,
I have no idea.
He might be. I think he is.
Is it about their podcast the other day?
He's going to think I'm hating on him, but I'm trying to give his show a little bit of attention here. I think it's good when there's controversy. There was a moment. All right, we'll talk about it.
You know what? How about this? Let's finish off with the playoff standings, and then we'll finish off with that. So now, Brooklyn is crushing the Milwaukee Bucks 2-0 already.
It's probably going to be a sweep.
Poor Giannis.
The way it's going.
Poor Giannis, man. But you know what?
That's what you get for being loyal.
That's true. Giannis should have probably gone. He should have gone anywhere else. You know what? Giannis should have gone to Philly.
No, they're too big and they can't.
That's what happens when you give up a king's ransom for Drew Holiday.
It's true.
Philly
gets
Drew
Holiday, but he's not worth that much.
Didn't we both said, Jackson, that was a waste of, that was just terrible.
And it's terrible. They traded away their whole future.
Yeah. And of course, the 5th seed Atlanta Hawks 1-0 against the top seed Philadelphia 76ers. Is this, do the Sixers finally get shown for who they really are?
Star of the show, Courtney. Your phone's blowing up.
Yeah.
Oh no, that was our good old timer.
Oh yeah, that's Courtney's timer saying that we've gone over.
Hey, so, I picked this to go to 7 though.
I have respect for Trey Young. I used to didn't like him, but ever since he did this, kind of like him now.
Fair enough.
Since what he did to Knicks fans.
Yeah.
You know what? I love it. I love that he did that because that's sort of that brings me back to Reggie Miller and the that takes me right back. I love it. And
Can we just acknowledge that Kevin Durant's the best player in basketball and has been for like 10 years?
Yeah,
we can acknowledge that.
You know what? I like Kevin Durant more than I like LeBron. I'll tell you the truth on that right now. I'm more of a Kevin Durant guy than I am a LeBron James guy.
I just don't think it's even a conversation.
I saw some massive massive Lakers fan account that has like a bunch of clout on Twitter had KD in like his second tier, like outside of the top 5. He was like 8, and he's like listing the players as like best players in the NBA when they're
this is what Durant does
in their prime. Like KD was barely top 10. I was like, are you freaking kidding me?
LeBron has won titles. He doesn't do what the Nets are doing to the Bucks. When he was in Golden State, they just killed everyone. When he's on Brooklyn, they're just killing everyone. LeBron doesn't do that.
No, he doesn't.
He's won titles, but he doesn't kill people like this.
No, he does not.
This is
matter of fact,
straight up murder.
I could actually see Kevin Durant making it in the NBA that I used to follow. I could actually see
he's the best scorer ever, like pure scorer.
I see Kevin Durant getting into that top 5 of all time scoring. I see that. He may. I don't see
him played enough games last night.
Yeah, he hasn't played enough games, but like I don't see him overtaking Kareem. No one's going to overtake Kareem, but I see him making top 10 to top 5. I do. Shout out to Simone Biles, who claims her 7th U.S. Gymnastics championship.
Yeah, I posted it on the Twitter account. She's the goat of goats.
She is.
Even Trey's doing workout here in the social media.
Did you see on her outfit that she had? She had a goat like right here on her shoulder.
Dude, Simone Biles
that was cold.
Dude, Simone Biles is just the best. And before we get into more of the controversy, I want to bring this up here. The diving tag to save an upset of OSU in the World Cup, the College World Series. Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna try to pull that up, but the link isn't active. It's not an active link for me, which sucks. Oh well. You know what though?
Go watch it. It was a cool play.
Yeah, I do want to check it out. I do want to put it out there for everybody to see. I don't want to give another outlet any sort of. Oh wow! I put the link in and it's saying that it's not found. So I guess they pulled it down. Oh no, I didn't have the whole thing. It was a show. When you're old, you don't pay attention.
I didn't say it. You did.
Shut up. We're talking shit.
It's funny.
Here.
The end of the Wizards season and speculation.
Who cares about the Wizards?
Nobody. Speaking of Jackson Law, can we bring this up about the U.S. map?
There's a map of the most hated players in all of the NBA, and so like my state, it was like LeBron. Most of the country, it was
Courtney,
LeBron.
did you see this?
West Coast, it had like KD. There's one state that has Westbrook as the most hated player, and it's Pennsylvania. And I swear to God, it's all because of Trey. Trey is carrying a whole state's hate for one player.
I'm 100% convinced it's true.
That's awesome. All right, here we go. Is this is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brian Tan, are you keeping up with your credit score?
Yeah, yes, I am actually. Yo, that was brilliant. That was beautiful.
I saw a clip. I think one of the softball girls got hit in the head, and she was like clapping it up.
Really?
Yeah.
The thing is, with women's softball, I'll tell you guys right now, if you want to talk about a women's sport that gets real, like legit crazy competitive, it's softball and soccer and basketball.
Chad loves softball. He like watches it like all the time.
You know what? I could get into it, man, because when I see them women pitching, I'm just like, I rub my shoulder. I'm like, ugh, that shit looks like it hurts. Like,
I had a teammate. She played volleyball, basketball, and softball, but softball is her main thing. And I'm like, how are you just like playing all this, especially like volleyball, and then you go and do softball?
Yeah, and how does your shoulder not explode? Like, how?
I don't know.
Trey, speaking of Russell Westbrook, he got 1 third-place vote in the MVP.
No, he did not.
Yeah.
No, he did not.
One person gave him a 3rd-place vote.
That's absurd.
Boo.
All right, so do we want to finish up with the controversy?
Yeah, give us the controversy.
Way over.
We are way over time today.
Okay. Well, he's gonna think I'm hating on his show. Blah blah blah. This is what's good for ratings and shit and clicks. So whatever. The most recent episode of the All Day Everyday show, Manny Ruffin, who I actually like, He just was on the previous episode of Cheese. He seems like a good guy. He walked off on his own show because one of the producers disagreed with him. Now, Manny is adamant that Joel Embiid has to be the MVP. He's so adamant about it that he walked off on his own show because Jokic, the guy who won and probably should have won the award.
Wow.
It may go down as one of the most I get, hey, walk off in your own show. Go ahead, pull that move. But to die on the Joel Embiid's got to be the MVP move. That's the move you're going to pull that out for.
That is a hell of a power move to pull.
It is. Their statistics are so close too, and not only that, but
I thought it was embarrassing.
Throwing statistics out of it, Embiid missed significant amount of time, and his team is the first seed. Jamal Murray goes down when the Nuggets are like a 6th seed, and he elevates them to the 3rd seed.
Yeah,
it just looked like a homer move, just embarrassing. I was almost embarrassed for him.
Here's the thing: walking off of your own show, that's a straight up power move. But to pull a power move,
I'm not saying I hate the move, but die on the Joel Embiid's got to be the MVP to do it on that move.
The only way that
if he would have walked off on his own show like Jacob deGrom, best pitcher in baseball, I won't take another answer. Okay, pull out that move. But to be like Joel Embiid's got to be the MVP. What? Huh? Why? What are you doing? You just look like a Homer 76ers fan. If Jokic played for the 76ers, you'd have the opposite opinion. So you can't take it seriously.
The only way I would pull a move on like that, I think, is that if someone tried telling me that Ben Roethlisberger isn't a Hall of Famer, he doesn't have to be a first ballot, but he's going to get into the Hall of Fame.
Well, we know he's going to get in, though.
Right, but the thing is, if somebody really tried to call themselves coming on this show and telling me, well, for one, if someone came on this show and tried telling me there's no way Ben Roethlisberger is a Hall of Famer, I just tell Courtney, you know what? Drop him. I would pay.
You got to pull out an umpire move. You got to pull it out an umpire move. We'll be seeing you.
Hell yeah! Why should I leave my show if you the one that's an asshole? Why am I leaving my own show?
Later.
Was he on Zoom too?
Huh?
So was he on Zoom?
Yeah.
And
yeah, just nope. You're done. I would seriously do that. But I mean, hey, if that's the hill,
I just had to bring that up. I honestly thought it was embarrassing. I really did.
You know what? If that's Philly's got a Philly. Is he from Philly?
Outside, close. Yeah, kind of.
Philly fans got a Philly, yo. Mm-hmm. That's all I can say to that. You know what? Far be it from me.
To not even be willing to discuss it is just outrageous.
There's only one person that had a show on Vendetta that I would tell them how to do their show. That person is no longer with us.
Okay.
Other than that, hey, I ain't gonna tell you how to do your show. I'm just saying that's not how I do it. That's not the way Bryan or Sonny Chiba would do it. That's all I gotta say.
Hey, and people are gonna watch his clip and see how it is, and he'll get attention for it, and it's great. So
you know what?
He should not be mad. I just had to bring it up.
We need to get it. I wish we had a clip of that and we could play it. That would be so awesome.
It's the 48-minute mark, but it's probably too late because we're
that's
way over time.
Yeah, we're way over. That's a lot to go through. But okay, you know what though, Courtney? Let's see if we can get that, and we'll show it next week when we have Josh Taylor on. I'll ask Josh Taylor, hey Josh, if you're hosting a show, are you gonna pull this move? Oh man. All right. So Trey, thanks for coming on as always. You know what? Next week, why don't we have you come on after we're done talking to Josh Taylor, and we're gonna talk baseball. Actually, you know what? I think Josh Taylor talks baseball too. So we'll have you come on, and you and Josh Taylor will talk some baseball.
Beautiful.
And see.
I love to meet the guy.
Dude, Josh Taylor, I have to tell you guys, and I'm not just saying this because Josh Taylor is a good buddy of mine from high school. Josh Taylor knows his stuff. He is a sports guy through and through. He's the kind of guy that he'll give you some good, strong facts when it comes to baseball. I mean, to sports.
What's Jackson Law laughing about right now?
I finally saw the video from Cheese.
Oh. Yeah,
it's gonna be a big.
My gosh.
For me personally, this is a big get to have on this show. I can't wait to have him on here next week. So make sure if you're into what you heard, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Especially hit us up, like us on Twitch, especially. Let's grow our subscription base. Grow us up on Facebook, on YouTube. Share us all over the place. Leave us your comments. We will read your comments on air. We're going to keep going. Especially a shout out to our sponsor, Monkey Knife Fight, to Symbol, XP Coffee Company. And make sure you go to our Patreon, patreon.com/Vendetta Sports Media. Every little bit helps to help us grow and to become better and better and better, especially as we help our sponsors grow. And that happens because you're helping us grow. So for Jackson Law, Trey Daubert, the hockey guy, and Courtney, Don't Call a Plumber, this is the Tanndemonium Sports Show. I know, I love it. It's awesome. I'm Bryan Tan. This is the Tanndemonium Sports Show. Tanimals, we'll see you next week live, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. See you.